Hi, and it is my pleasure to take you through information all about the benefits of drinking forever aloe vera. So, we're going to start off by understanding what actually is aloe vera. So, you may have come across the plant, you may have seen it in a garden centre, you may even have a plant on your windowsill at home in the kitchen. But when you look at the plant, it is actually sometimes mistaken as a cactus, but it's not a cactus. It actually belongs to the lily, onion, and asparagus family. Now, I'm going to share with you a cross section of the leaf because if you were to press it, it's quite squidgy and it has this hard exterior, which is the rind. And that is where the rind is there for the synthesis. We all know that plants need to get sunlight. So synthesis happens on the outside of the plant. Then the sap, which has these like the little tubes there to transport all the goodness into the plant. And then inside the plant, we have the mucilage. So the mucilage is really what you might call a bag or the container. And inside that, you have the most important part, which is the gel fillet. And the gel fillet is there to store all the goodness, all the nutrients for the plant. When we're talking about nutrients, we want to talk about this whole cocktail of nutrients that the aloe plant contains. However, we always need to make sure that we have the right variety of aloe. There are many, many varieties, for about 400 different varieties of aloe plants. But it's the Aloe barbadensis miller that is the most nutritional and the most valuable variety that you have in the aloe family. And this is the one that Forever Living uses. And it is very important because it contains this ingredient called ace mannan, which I'll talk about a little bit later. So, of course, alongside having the ace mannan, there is a whole array of different ingredients that we have in there. And this is the vitamins, the minerals, and amino acids. Now, they all work together as like team players and all having their own parts synergistically. So, what you have to understand is that the effect of them all together is more than the effect of one on their own. Easiest way to think about that, whatever we think of a sport where you have a team. So I'll give you the example of football, that we all know that on a football pitch, that all the players have their specific role to play. And without all of them being on the pitch, and of course, often it's one person down. If it's down to 10 players, then that can have an effect on the rest of the game. And it's the same thing. So the most important thing is that you don't look at one of the team players in isolation, because one of the team players on their own isn't going to fulfill the whole aspect of the game. So it's exactly the same thing as when we look at all of these different nutrients that we get in the aloe plant, that actually when you look at these nutrients are very, very tiny in the actual volume of them within the plant, but collectively they work together. But very, very importantly is that not only are they small amounts that are working together, they are in the right ratios of what our body needs, or they need to be able to work together. So what I mean by that is if you take something very, very simple, like I have some water in this glass, we all know that water is made up of hydrogen and oxygen. Water is known as H2O. That is 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen. If we didn't have 2 to 1, we wouldn't have water. And in fact, I have about that much in the glass. That is hydrogen, 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen. Even if I had a tiny, 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 tiny drop of water, it would still be in the same ratio of H2O 2 to 1. So that is exactly the same. How all these nutrients work together, they are in the right ratio so our body can use them when they actually go into our body to be able to use them at the different parts that our body requires. So that is really important to understand. Also, we have enzymes, and some particular enzymes include two that are found in our digestive system, such as amylase. So, amylase is the digestive enzyme that breaks down your carbohydrates, and your carbohydrates are broken down into sugars like glucose. So, our body can use the glucose for energy. Then there's enzymes like lipase, and lipase are actually the digestive enzymes that will break down fats in the body. In fact, there are over 75 known ingredients, and probably more that we don't even know about. And what they do, they are working together synergistically and adapting. So, aloe vera is actually in that class of an adaptogenic herb. And that means, even though it's not a herb, it's an adaptogenic plant, which means that it can adapt to what is needed. And that is going to support our body to be in balance. And when our body is in balance, it is known to be in homeostasis, in this state of balance. Now, why Forever's aloe vera? Well, Forever's aloe vera is, first of all, we need to think about where we get our aloe from. Forever is a company that has been around since 1978. Forever are known to be the experts in aloe vera, the largest grower of aloe vera and also aloe vera based products, the world's largest supplier of aloe vera based products worldwide. Forever grow more than 40 million plants on average and across more than 7,500 acres, but in total producing 8 million gallons of aloe vera a year. I just want you to think about that for a moment. Forever are also known how they have taken the combination of the aloe and scientifically advanced ingredients. So these scientifically advanced ingredients, the natural ones combined with aloe, is going to support the efficacy of how the aloe can actually support our body and our body's needs on the inside out. The aloe itself comes from fields, aloe fields, that are certified organic by the EU and also USDA. And also, Forever's aloe vera is backed by a scientific advisory board. When we take the aloe, that we want to make sure that it is the best aloe that can be used within the drinks and also in the aloe-based products that Forever produce. So how can that happen? Well, first of all, the environment in the Dominican Republic want to make sure that the environment is the right environment, it's a frost-free environment. Also, the minerals and the nutrients that we get in the soil is good, the right amount of sunshine, the rainfall, and everything else. We want to make sure the growing conditions are correct for our aloe plants. But then we take the aloe plants, which are hand harvested. And why do we hand harvest them? Because if you're using machinery, it could actually have an effect on the delicacy of the plant. So we want to make sure that we are supporting the potency of that inner leaf gel, where all the goodness is what we need to preserve. We then want to be able to make sure that within a very, very short period of time, within hours, that when the aloe plants have been collected from the fields, that they are processed through this aseptic processing. Now, the aseptic processing is where forever take the aloe, the gel from inside the leaf, and it is going to lock in all of the goodness, the nutritional benefits. And how that is done is through the machinery that is used, where if you imagine a big vat, and in this big vat, then all the aloe is put in there, and there is an amount of heat and steam. Now, what that will do with this aseptic process, it will make sure that all the pathogens, all the nasties, all the things that might cause a problem have been killed off, you might say. So the temperature is enough to make sure that those things have been killed off, but not too hot to destroy the potency of the aloe. So all the nutritional benefits are kept within the plant. So it is a way that we're going to preserve the aloe to be just as nature intended, but make sure there's no nasties and pathogens lurking around. There are 1.4 million tests done annually, and also certified for the quality that we have the International Aloe Science Council certification. In fact, Forever Living was the first company in the industry to receive this actual prestigious seal of approval. Now, on top of that, that from a company, we have this corporate responsibility and for sustainability. So first of all, we have the International Organization for Standardization, which is ISO certifications. Also, occupational health and safety to make sure that our workers and in the environment is right. So we care about the people as well as the plants. We also have the Dallas Pre-Treatment Program of Blue Thumb Award and the P2 Award from Texas Commission on Environmental Quality. So we also think about how we are looking after the plants, and we have the goats that wander within the plants, and they are, first of all, self-fertilizing on the way. So nutrients are going into the soil. We also make sure that the goats are eating all the weeds that are around the plants. And we have the irrigation system there, which comes from the rainfall, goes back into the plants, back into the fields as well. And also, as we take the gel from inside the leaf, we have the discarded rind of the leaf, and we don't just throw it away. We put that back into the soil as fertilizer as well. So the company makes sure that we are producing the best aloe in the best environment, in the best way possible. Now, want you to imagine taking that leaf and slicing it open, and there you can see that gel from inside the leaf that we spoke about right at the beginning. And that is where all the goodness is. And how can you then get the goodness if you don't live in the Dominican Republic and you don't have the access to the aloe fields? Well, that's where our drinking gels and also our other aloe-based products come into how Forever are going to deliver them to you. So, of course, what we're focusing on here is drinking aloe vera. So I want you to imagine that literally you will get the aloe just like that, as though you have gone to the Dominican Republic, you have taken that leaf, you have sliced it open, and then you are actually taking the aloe, or in that case, you'd be eating it, but now you'd be drinking it. So our drinks have up to 99.7% pure aloe vera, the inner leaf aloe gel. Now that other 0.3% that you have within the drinks actually comes from the way that we add a little bit of citric acid. Now, citric acid is like you having lemon juice, so it's the same principle. I want you to imagine then you have taken an apple, or you have taken some avocado or banana, and you slice them open, and you know very, very quickly how they will go brown or black. However, if you decided to squeeze some lemon juice on the top of that fruit, then you would find that it would stop the oxidation and the brown or the black happening so quickly. And that is because of the citric acid that you actually get within the lemon juice. So that is how it works. So by working with the aseptic process, by adding in that little bit of extra that we need, it is keeping the aloe as fresh. It's the closest thing as getting it straight from the plant. And of course, it's the way that we want to preserve the natural benefits of the aloe, because that is how we're going to benefit ourselves if we can get the aloe just as though we are taking it straight out of the ground. So why would you want to start drinking aloe vera, and why would you want to make aloe vera part of your daily routine? Well, most people that I know, they want to have great skin, hair, and nails, want to have a good, strong immune system. What about your digestive system? Who wants to have a healthy digestive system? Who wants to have more energy? Who wants to sleep well at night? Who wants to have a great sense of well-being? Well, that's why people choose to have their daily shot of aloe. Because of aloe containing that whole cocktail of nutrients, it means that from the moment you drink aloe, that your body is going to thank you afterwards, because aloe vera has that whole cocktail of nutrients, and it's those nutrients in aloe vera that are going to support your body in the areas that I've mentioned to be in that balance or that homeostasis. Forever have a whole variety of drinks, so you can choose what is right for you. And how do you choose that? Well, basically, it's down to your personal choice or your palate. I'm going to start off with the highest content, and it is the plain drinking gel. And on the screen, you can see it is the yellow one. That has that 99.7% aloe vera with that little twist of extra in there, citric acid. Now, we also have the drink that is kind of just the pure, nothing else. It's sugar-free, but it has this sharp, I like to say, grapefruit flavor. So if you're somebody that likes to have something that is a sharp tasting drink, then maybe this is the one for you. In fact, this is the one that I have every single day. But you might like to have something that has a fruitier twist to it, and that is our aloe berry nectar. This has 90.7% aloe vera, and the rest has the cranberry and apples in there. So the difference, as you can imagine by volume, is because there is cranberry and apple juices that have been added. So that is fruitier. Our drinks are award-winning, and as I said, have been recognized for their purity, but also they are totally preservative-free. Now, you might choose something that is a little bit more on the sweet side, the fruitier side, and we have the aloe peaches. Now, the aloe peaches is nice and sweet. It has the addition of peach juice with the grape juice, and also the extra antioxidant vitamin C, because all the drinks have actually had more vitamin C added to them, because we know that the vitamin C with the citric acid, with that addition, is going to support the product to be the best it can be. Now, because it has that vitamin C in there, we can also say that it can help to protect our cells from the environment, as well as inside our body's environment, which is oxidative stress. You may prefer something that is smooth as well as sweet, and that's where you have the tropical flavor of mango puree. Now, what is great about this is that if you're somebody who's not sure about drinking aloe vera, maybe you've tried aloe vera in the past and you're not too sure about it, then this is probably the drink for you. In fact, kids love this one because it just tastes like mango juice. How to enjoy your aloe? Well, it's a good idea to take it first thing in the morning to maximize its benefits. Why is that? It's because you haven't been digesting food while you've been sleeping. So your digestive tract is at its best for receiving the aloe vera. So drink your aloe in the morning. And how much to drink? Well, it is entirely up to you because you can drink as much as you want, but most people will kind of work on around about 60 to 120 mils a day. Now, one of these drinks on here that you can see, the big bottle, is a litre bottle. So if you were to work on, let's say, 100 mils a day in that middle bit, then one of those bottles is going to last you 10 days. How to store it? Well, it has a shelf life of a few years. However, once it is opened, you need to refrigerate it and to shake it before pouring out. And it will start to lose its potency like anything else once it's opened. And you need to really be drinking it within a few weeks. And never drink directly from the bottle because, of course, directly from the bottle, you are putting those maybe bacteria from your mouth into the aloe, and we don't want to do that. You can also enjoy aloe on the move because Forever have also got what we call our aloe minis. So it doesn't matter where you happen to be, you can always have your aloe. And that means that you can have one at work if you want to take one to work with you. If you're going away for a weekend and you want to take one with you, you can do that. So it's nice to know that you can have aloe on the go. Now, something that is slightly different within our drinks is our Forever Freedom. Now, this is the drink that has all the same benefits as the other drinking gels. So everything that I've mentioned, if you want to support your skin, your hair, your nails, your energy levels, your digestive system, your immune system, this drink will do exactly the same to support your overall health and well-being. However, you may be somebody who wants to support something else. You're an active person. So this is the one that people will take if they want to support their active lifestyle, whether you're into sports or whether you're in your maturing years and you want to just keep active. And that is because this contains some ingredients called glucosamine, chondroitin, and MSM. These are sulfurs. Now, glucosamine and chondroitin are sulfurs that we find in our normal healthy joints. So you may be interested in taking this particular drink because it has the addition of those sulfurs, glucosamine, chondroitin, and MSM. And finally, I would like to just say that think about taking a shot of aloe every day because a daily shot of goodness, your body will thank you for from the moment you drink it and everything that will happen in your day afterwards. So thank you for tuning in, and I really hope you found that useful.